Today I want to walk you through the quick and easy steps to enter in your in-school yearbook and ad sales. And I also will show you the reports that can be generated to show both the details or a summary of your yearbook or ad sales. There are several reasons to do this, and I think you'll see that as I walk through these easy steps. So from Yearbook Avenue, at the top, you click on the Sell menu and come down to Enter Sales. It will ask you whether you're entering yearbook sales or ad sales. The steps are really the same, so I'm going to demo the yearbook sales first. Again, these are any yearbooks that you've sold in school where they brought their check or cash or form of payment into the school. You've receipted that in the school, and you now have a stack of order forms or your receipt book from those in-school sales that you'll need to enter into Yearbook Avenue. So the first thing that you will see is your student information section, and you only are required to put a first name, a last name, and a grade. You'll see that indicated with the red stars beside those fields. Any of the other information is optional. So if you have a student ID, if you have a homeroom, especially in elementary schools, or if you wanted to put their address or email addresses here, you could. But the only ones that are required are first name, last name, and grade. So I've entered those in the student information section. Then I simply say, what did they purchase? Now this is where your offers, typically I've set these up for you. So this is where you will have different tiered pricing options. So maybe a back to school special, and then it goes to a fall rate and so forth. So I'm going to say this was sold at the back to school offer. If you want to see those offers to kind of validate or verify which offer is which, those are also available under that sell menu under the setup offers. If you click there, you can view your specific offers. So I've said Tyler Melton in the 11th grade has bought a book at the back to school offer, and then you just say, what did they buy? He bought one yearbook. If they bought any personalization or icons, I would enter that here as well. If you want to indicate a staff member who you're giving credit for that sale, you could do that. It's typically not done with yearbooks. It's typically done with the ad sales. The only thing that's required is that you put in that they bought a yearbook. Once I've said who's buying it and what they bought, then the third and final step is just saying whether they have paid for that. So if they paid in full, if it was in this case, in this example, if it was a $50 yearbook and that's all they bought and they gave you a check for $50, then all you need to do is click this button that says Set Paid in Full. Now if they made a partial payment, let's say you took $25 as a down payment on that $50 book, you could come here into the Payment 1 field and put in the amount that they paid. A couple of other optional fields that some schools use is the receipt number or a check number, and you also have a free text area to put in any specific notes if you would want to. It's automatically, when you click Set Paid in Full, going to list the payment date as the current date, but if you needed to backdate that to match to when the check came in, you can do that here as well. So again, as much or as little detail as you want to put, all we ask you to do is just enter in the sale, and then you hit Save or Save New. Save New just says I'm finished with this one, and now I'm going to get the next form. If you're going to enter in multiple at the same time in one sitting, this is what you should click, is Save New. And that's it. So that's all you have to do to enter a sale. Now, if you wanted to have a kind of a pick list of students to choose from, to where you could search for a student name and have information like their grade and homeroom and address and email address pre-populate into these fields, you can contact me and I can walk you through how you pull a student list that could be uploaded here so that you can use the Find Student and the pre-populated data. Once you've entered in your yearbook sales, and you'll want to just keep up with those all throughout the course of the year. I don't necessarily expect schools to do that every day. I usually encourage you to kind of keep a basket or a stack of those, and once you get maybe a stack of 20 or so, enter those in, or maybe you want to have this to be something you do once a week or once every other week. Once you enter the sales, you get some really neat reporting, and this really helps you track how things are going throughout the course of the year, and it also gives you your distribution reports. Those reports are found under the Sell menu, and instead of setting up the offers or entering the sales, it's all the way down under See Reports. If you click on See Reports, on the left-hand side you have Yearbook Reports, and on the right-hand side you have Ad Reports. There really are two main reports that you'll use for yearbooks. One of those is the detail report, which is the top one. The second one is the summary report. So I'm going to click on the summary report, and that would just show you at a glance total number of yearbooks that have been sold, how many have personalization. This box below that shows you school entered sales versus online sales. So you would be able to see how many you've keyed in from in-school payments and how much money you've collected in school. And you'll be able to see how many yearbooks have been sold online through your online offers and the total amount of those sales, and that money's already transferred into your deposit account that you have on file with us. And then it gives you your total. And below that, it would show you how many are sold at each different tier or price point. Right? So this is a really great example of how you can use reports to see a summary. You also can print that to the printable version. If you wanted to see the detail report, you would click on Sales Summary Report. You can sort it. You can choose certain payment statuses. You can only look for certain last names, or you can choose all. This will give you a line item detail of all the records that are paid in full. If there are any that have balances, it would show those as well. You can click on the last name, and it will take you back to the individual record entry so that you can make changes. You can also use this to click a printable version or download this list to Excel to do other work on the document. So that's it for book sales. Entering ad sales is exactly the same. So under Sell, Enter Sales, you would just choose your ad sales. Once again, it's who bought it. In the case of an ad, it's just the name of the business or the name of the person is the only thing that's required. And then once you choose, once you put in the name, then you tell me what they purchased. You would choose an offer, and then once you choose the offer, it would give you the payment detail to put in. Seeing the reports is exactly the same. Sell, see reports. Okay. So that's it for today for how to enter in your ad sales. That gives both you and me a chance to see how things are going, track that throughout the course of the year. I can even pull month over month, month to month, year over year details, so I can tell you how many books you had sold at the end of October last year versus the end of October this year to see how we're tracking towards our goal. This is a requirement. I consider it a requirement for keeping up with your ad sales and your book sales. Bookkeepers love this as well. And then again, as you can see, that distribution list becomes really easy at the end of the year when you sit down to distribute the books. You've got one master list of everything that was sold online and everything that was sold in school. Everything that's sold online automatically pulls into that report for the summary and the details. So you don't have to key those in at all. You only have to key in what you sell in school. So if you have any questions about entering sales, just let me know.